All praise. Shalom, family. I'm going to give everybody a chance to get back in. I don't know what happened. For some reason or another, it ended the broadcast and kicked me out. But we're back on now. And we'll get started in a moment. Let me just let everybody get the opportunity to come back on. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start the show. I do apologize.
Hey, Shalom, can you hear me? Hey, can you hear me? Oh, wow. Shalom, family. Shalom, we trying to, look like we got some technical difficulties here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, Shalom, Mark. I can hear you now. Yeah, I don't know what happened, man. It kicked me right out. It just kicked me out. So I set
Man,
up.
it looked like I froze.
Yeah, you were frozen. Yeah, your internet is something.
But you can hear me? I could hear you, but I don't think you could hear me.
No, you're still freezing and transforming.
Let
Family,
me see. Hold on. Let me take this Wi-Fi off. Hold on.
con. Yeah, family. Sorry about that. We ran into a little technical difficulties. For some reason, it kicked me out. I don't know why. So you guys do me a favor again. Go ahead and hit a one if you can see the broadcast. It shows that we got 5 people on now. I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to come back in. I am so sorry that this happened, but we are back.
How about now, Abe? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great now.
Is it better now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
all praises, man. We had a full
All right.
house.
I'm gonna
It
go
kicked
ahead.
everybody out. Everybody was on, and it kicked everybody out. All praises, Will. All praises. I'm gonna give everybody a minute to get back in here because we had the house was starting to get full. So I'm gonna just give everybody
Yeah.
a couple minutes to get back in here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We'll try, like I said, we're gonna talk briefly about the Passover, about getting the house together, what we're supposed to be doing, and get that and set up for our upcoming feast and unleavened bread. And then we'll get into a short lesson. I think it's just important tonight that we concentrate and understand what's getting ready to happen, what's going on. All praises. All praises, Will. Thank you, man. Donald Steen, everybody else, Salakia for the technical difficulties. I don't know. That's the first time it's ever done that to me. I've never been kicked out. And I don't know what happened. I was just sitting there trying to set everything up and it just kicked me. But all praises, all praises. Everybody that's on here, man, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead, please, and like, share, and subscribe because it'll help the algorithm out for everybody to be able to see what we're doing here tonight. I'm getting ready to do that too right now. You guys just give me a couple moments. Um, we're going to go ahead and like and subscribe to all the groups that we're a part of.
Yeah. Let's give it a few minutes, Abe, so we can give everybody a chance to come back in because I was hitting the groups when we got shut down. So
Yeah.
um, let's give it a few more minutes, and I'm gonna
And
go right back into those groups.
all praise. Hey, everybody that's coming back on and watching, go ahead and put a one in the comments and let me know you guys are back over here. Go ahead and put a one in the comment box if you've tuned back in. Brother Brad, Donstein, Caleb. I didn't want to lose you guys. I hope everybody's watching. Um, I'm in Facebook jail on my main page.
I seen that.
Yeah,
I seen that.
They locked me up. They locked me up. I posted something real harsh about slavery, and they didn't want no parts of it. They just shut it down. They shut it down.
Yo, when are you eligible for bail?
I'm 45 days.
45?
Yeah, 45.
Damn, they got you in county.
Yeah. But it's okay. They want to stop the truth, but they can't stop the truth.
Nope, they can't. It's too late.
Yeah. So,
everybody, just give us a minute, and the brother's gonna get started.
Con, all praises. Absolutely. Yeah, just give us some.
Come. Facebook jail for 45 days, huh?
Yep, 45 days they got me.
They got you in county.
Yeah. Okay. I was just checking to make sure if everything was running.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What? There's some crazy stuff going on. Let me check something. Okay, that's just on my thing. I'm like, these people. Okay.
Six minutes, okay.
All praise. Okay, that's just on my thing. I'm like, all praises. Y'all just bear with us a couple minutes. We're gonna go ahead and get started in a minute. We're just getting everything going again. We got kicked out for a minute, and so we're gonna go ahead and give everybody just a couple minutes to get back on. Then we'll go ahead and get it started. All praises to everybody that's on and watching. Please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And we'll get started in a minute. We had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier, but we're going to go ahead and press on. The Most High is going to see fit that whatever He has for tonight is going to come out. All praises. All right. Let me see. There we go. Wait a minute. I'm just checking all the pages to make sure it's coming in through. Okay, there we go. It was real blurry for a second there, Chaz. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. Okay. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Not Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to our Tuesday night Bible study. We had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier. We're getting ready to get started. Once we get started, we're going to talk about Passover and how to get the house straightened out and what to keep in the house, what not to keep in the house. Shalom, Brother Byron. I see you back. We're going to get back in the swing of things. We just had a little hiccup. It's never happened before. They kicked me out. I've never been kicked out of StreamYard before, but that's okay. We're going to press on. All right. So tonight, we thank you for tuning in. This is Kingdom of Israel, United Worldwide. Again, you got me and the Cap teaming up to bring you some information about Passover and how to get the house ready and everything before we get to the point of Passover. You don't want to wait the day before Passover. You don't want to wait 2 days before Passover. You want to start working on these things, say a week out. Give yourself a week. Don't wait to the last minute and forget something and don't take care of the things you need to take care of. So the first thing that we need to know is that what is Passover? What's it for? Why do we have to celebrate this feast we call Passover? The first thing you need to know, it's a 7-day feast. Day 1 and the last day is a holy convocation. So we have to understand that. What are the essentials for it? One, you have to have a lamb. The lamb symbolizes Yahushai, Christ, the Mashiach. And we have to have the wine, which symbolizes the blood of Mashiach, Yahushai. And we have to have the bitter herbs. The bitter herbs represents the purging of sin and doing away with everything. Now, one of the big things that I wanted to talk about tonight, real quick is that a lot of people don't understand the biggest part of the Sabbath is that, the Sabbath is not only the first time that the Most High came in and brought the death angel and destroyed the firstborn of all of Egypt, but it was the time that he gathered all the children of Israel together, getting ready to take them out of the land of Egypt. So that's really, you got to understand, as a totality, when the Most High was dealing with everybody, not just Abraham or Isaac and the children, but here now he's taking the whole nation out of Egypt, out of the first captivity, and he's bringing them out into the wilderness, and he's giving them rules and regulations on how to live with each other, how to treat each other, and he's setting forth his feast days to keep us in a pattern throughout the year. First, we got the month of Abib, which is the Hebrew New Year, which that's a whole nother lesson. We're not going to talk about Abib tonight, January, and we talk about this, the New Year now. That's going to have to be a lesson within itself. Tonight, we're here to talk about the Passover. So tonight, with the Passover, we understand that we go into the Passover, then we go into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Cap is going to give us some instructions on what to get out of our house, how soon we need to get it out, and then some things about what we're supposed to be doing about Passover. Again, my name is Officer Abraham Yasharallah. This is Captain Chaza'el Araya from Kingdom of Israel United Worldwide. Cap, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
First, I want to tell everybody to remember, this is a memorial that the Most High commanded the children of Israel to remember. This is a beautiful time of delivery for the children of Israel. Okay, it's a constant reminder of who he's chosen and how much he loves us. Christians will tell us that God loves everybody.
Right.
If God loves everybody, why did he send Moses and to tell Pharaoh to let my people go?
All praises.
If he loved everybody, we got to ask ourselves that. Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Now, I just want to get a couple of scriptures, if I could. Let's get the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1.
Exodus, chapter 12. And we're going to go right to verse 1. Exodus, chapter 12, and verse 1. I'm not going to be talking mediocrity to you or simple. I'm just going to let you know Exodus, because you guys have to understand this. I know this is simple, but we have Christians and people that watch us that don't know these things we're getting ready to say. Exodus is in the Old Testament, because some of them don't ever go past Matthew. They never go back there. You might see them dip into Malachi once that's only when they talk about bringing all the tithes into the storehouse. So they might talk about that once in a while, but Exodus is in the Old Testament. Mm-hmm. Okay. Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and bring. Oh, you got it?
Okay. Yeah, I got you. And the Lord spake unto Moses and to Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
So this is exactly what second officer was bringing out. This is the beginning of the year, the month of Abib. Okay, this is the first month of the year. That was really all I wanted to get on that one. And we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 16 and 1.
Deuteronomy chapter 6. Me and you got the same notes almost. I'm looking at
and we done done this. We done been here before. Yeah, we done been here before. This is the spirit.
Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 16. We're going to read verses 1 through 3. Deuteronomy 16, verse 1. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord Yahweh. For in the month of Abib, the Lord Yahweh brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord Yahweh, thy Elohim, of the flock and thy herd, in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread within it.
Stop right there.
Fine.
This here is what we start to begin to talk about when we start purging things out of our homes.
Absolutely.
And I want y'all to understand something. The Passover speaks, the Most High speaks about the unleavened bread, not just the bread or the yeast as we know it, right? Not just the yeast. It's talking about sin also.
Right.
There's a spiritual understanding of this leaven. We want to remove these things out of our homes, so, and out of our lives, really, because technically, when we start to look at it, the yeast is not good for us.
Right.
It's not good for our body.
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Health-wise, it's not good for our body. Neither is sin.
Right.
This is the time of year that you got to start making things right.
Absolutely.
This is the time of year that you got to start turning things around and being very clear with the Most High on your walk. And if you say you love God, you say you love the Most High, you got to prove it.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay? You got to prove it. And we're just here to kind of help everybody along with beginning this process, because I know some of the brothers and sisters, this is their first Passover.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of brothers and sisters that study with us, Abe, like you said, they're new to this. They don't understand the calendar. They don't know how to keep the feast days. And we're just members of the body of Christ to show you how to keep the Passover. Okay. So you want to say anything on that, brother?
Yeah, no, it's important to understand, we observe a new year that's different than what we call the Gregorian calendar. So those of you that don't understand why we start our new year now versus in January, well, you got to understand January is winter. That is not the spring. That is not the time of renewal. And as Cap was telling us, the other thing too about Passover, as we get ready to start the new year, we have to examine ourselves and remove the leaven out of our lives. If you've been holding grudges all year and, if you've been upset about things and you haven't talked to your brother or your sister about it, this is the time. Go sit down and have that conversation with them and remove all the leaven from within yourself. The hatred, the despisal, the remorse. Sit down and try to start these things anew and repair the relationships. If you can't, then move on, and all praises, pray for him like the Most High say. But that's what this is. He is now, the Passover is when he separated us first from our captives. And now he's going to bring us out in the wilderness and he's going to deal with us. So this ordinance, this Passover is the start of how the Most High is setting up the kingdom. And we got to pay important detail to this. Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah. So if we could hold that right quick, I just want to back up something. You said something real heavy about that, about these grudges that we have with our people. We need to purge that out. If we could get Leviticus chapter 19, and I want to start at verse 17.
All praises. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So we're not supposed to hate our brothers, even in our heart.
Right.
We're supposed to correct them. We're supposed to help them along so they don't fall victim to sin. Okay. Right. That's what my good brother here was explaining. Okay. Read verse 18.
Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Just stop right there. See, this is a problem with our people. We can't let nothing go.
Right.
We hold on to grudges for years. We just hold on to them. And the law clearly states not to bear any grudge against what? What does it say?
The children of thy people.
Against us, our own people.
Right.
These are things that we got to work on, Israel. Okay, go ahead and finish that, brother.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord Yahweh.
See, and he signed it. See, when we start to go into these scriptures and we start to dissect it, it turns into a mirror. And you got to look at yourself. Sometimes you got to, sometimes you got brothers and sisters that are with you. Hell, sometimes marriages.
Right.
You got to look at each other and say, are we doing this? Who are we serving? Are we serving the Most High, or are we serving our feelings?
Absolutely.
We can go ahead and get back to Deuteronomy 16, brother. We'll go back to Deuteronomy 16 and 3.
All praises. Deuteronomy chapter 16 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therein, even the bread of thy affliction.
Mm-hmm.
For thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste, that thou mayest remember the day when thou comest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life.
All the days of our life. We're not supposed to forget who we are and who delivered us.
Right.
Okay. So anybody telling you you don't have to keep the Passover, they off.
Right.
They way off. You got something on that, Abe?
No, Con, I was listening to some brothers today that were talking about that we weren't supposed to keep the Passover, that, the Most High set it up in one place, and if we couldn't do it in that place, that we wasn't supposed to do it. And immediately, because, we are precept heavy here at Kingdom of Israel, I was just, as soon as they were coming out saying what they're saying, the precepts was just popping up. Hold up, Ak, what about this one? What about this one? But I wasn't talking to them. It was just in my mind, where the Most High was just reaffirming keeping the Passover, and that a lot of brothers in the era. And another thing right now, and I'm probably going to do a class maybe Saturday about it. This time of the season here in 2021, you will see a lot of Hebrew Israelite camps keeping Passover now and previous. We don't say when or how everybody should keep their Passover. Everybody keeps their Passover the way they want to keep it. We're not going to judge our brothers or our sisters in doing what they're doing. I just know at Kingdom of Israel, we keep up with the sign of the times. We follow the moon. We know when the seasons come through. And this is a 13th month this year. So a lot of brothers don't know about the 13th month. That's why you don't see the Kingdom of Israel having our Passover right now. Our Passover is coming up. But we understand that 2021, this is a 13th month year. We have brothers all around the country that have cited the double Adar. So we know and we keep up with these things so that we can keep a calendar and try to keep as close to what the original Hebrew Israelites were keeping. Now, we don't know. We don't know because we weren't there to start from when they started to keep up to the date to now continuous. But the Most High has put the signs in the heavens, the sun and the moon, that every 30 days they're going to be up there and the new moon's going to come in. So nobody can trick us. If we get off, we can go back out. It don't matter where you are in the world. You can go look at that moon and see if it's a new moon. Then you can begin your count to whatever you have to count to. That's another lesson. We'll get into that. But I just wanted to let you know, because a lot of them have been asking me, Chaza'el, well, how come everybody else is keeping Passover right now? So I just wanted to interject that real quick.
Kind of. And it's important to hear, what Abraham was saying about, judging our people based on, their calendars and how they're keeping it. We were talking about this just Sunday. I give all honor and praise to the Most High that our people are keeping it.
All praise. Okay? Yeah, all praise.
You know what I'm saying? At least they're keeping it. They're not running around out here with Easter bunny suits on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ready. I'm going to tell you how wicked it is. Easter, of course, is Ishtar, okay? Right. The deity, okay? Mm-hmm. The fertility goddess.
Right.
All right. Do you know they're coming out? I don't know if you noticed, they're coming out with a movie on Easter called The Unholy, talking about Mary and that deity.
Right.
Wicked. I mean, it doesn't get any more wicked. They're not trying to hide anything.
No.
And it's opening on Easter.
Right.
That's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
They putting it right in your face. All you got to do is research.
Yeah. Research.
Type it. Yeah. Google. You got smartphones. Do something smart with it. Yeah. Google the pagan origins of Easter.
Easter. Absolutely. Yeah.
And you'll find out all kind of wickedness. Yeah. We do this every year, Abe. We got to explain these things every year because some of our people that are waking up, all praise to the Most High. He's providing the increase. Some of our people are waking up and they don't understand what they're serving and what they worship. you
Mm-hmm.
know.
All
So
praises.
now I go ahead, brother. You got something else? I'm gonna go back into the precepts if you don't got nothing else.
I was getting ready to do for you the same thing. I was just going to go through some precepts with him and then leave him with that and then continue on.
Okay, let's get it.
Con. Let's go to John 1 and 29.
All right.
We're just going to go through a couple of precepts to give you guys a good understanding about the Passover, keeping the Passover, and what we're supposed to be doing, okay? John chapter 1 and verse 29.
Come. It's the book of John, chapter 1, verse 29. The next day, John seeth Yahushua coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world.
All praises. So here we see John recognizing the Mashiach, Yahushua, and understanding that he represents the lamb. And see, the lamb was symbolic in the Old Testament of what we had to do: kill the lamb without spot or blemish, put the blood on the doorpost so that the death angel would pass over us. We're going to do this lesson on the Passover. I don't want to get too deep into it. We just want to give you some of the precepts so you can begin to look into these things before Passover. We don't want you to wait until Passover. So here we have John recognizing Yahushua as the lamb that's coming to take away the sin of the world, symbolic of the lamb in the Passover. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1. And if you got anything at all, Cap, you can jump in whenever you need. Just say Salaki and interrupt me. It's no problem.
Con. I'm going to backdoor you on this 1 Peter. Which one?
1 Peter chapter 1, verses 19 and 21.
Con. It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 19. But with the precious blood of Christ, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
So we see here the lamb needs to be without spot or blemish, and we see here the introduction of the blood. So we have the lamb and the wine. As I was telling you earlier, you needed the lamb and you need the wine. It's symbolic here. Keep going.
Verse 20. Who verily was foreordained before the foundations of the world, but was manifest in these last times for you.
So you got to pay attention to that. Who verily was what? Foreordained before the foundation of the world. So the Most High knew that the Passover and Sabbath was going to be set up before we even was brought here. This is not from our minds. This is something that the Most High was enacting in the beginning. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 21. Who by him do believe in the Most High, that raised him up from the dead and gave him glory, that your faith and hope might be in Yahweh.
Now, if we want to sum everything up, I mean, 1 Peter 1 and 21, I'm not going to lie to you. I could close the book on that right there. That is the foundation for what we stand on. Because Yahushua believed on Yahweh, that he gave his life up. And because he did that, Yahweh raised him from the dead. That is the foundation of our faith. That is our hope, that the Most High in the end time, if we do what he asks us to do, that he'll raise us from the dead, just like he did Yahushua. Anything you want to add,
Khan? Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 5. Chapter 5, verse 7.
All praises. 1 Corinthians chapter 5. We going 6 and 8.
We're gonna go down chapter 5, verse 7.
Verse 7. Con. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven.
Stop right there. That old leaven. You see that? They're not talking about food. Right here, Paul's not talking about food. Okay. Read on.
That ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
And that's going right back in to what Abe was just bringing out in 1 Peter, right? Go ahead. Give verse 8.
Verse 8. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven.
Stop right there. Not with old leaven.
Right.
That's going into the law of what? Grudges.
Grudges.
Holding on to grudges, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Read on.
Neither with the leaven of what? Malice
Mm-hmm.
and wickedness.
How about that?
But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
And truth. Sincerity and truth.
Sincerity and truth.
If you got issues with your people, with your own people, you got hate, disdain, grudges, malice, any kind of wickedness dealing with your own people, the Most High don't even want you to keep his feast. Don't even keep it, because you're not coming in the right spirit. We keep the feast without old leaven. We purge that out. Not only do we get it out of our house, out of our homes and away from us, we get it out of our temple. We get it out of our spirit.
Right.
Okay. This is a spiritual, this is a spiritual becoming when it comes to the children of Israel.
Absolutely.
That's why the Most High made sure it was a memorial throughout all of our dwellings forever, throughout our generations.
Absolutely.
Okay. So we wouldn't forget. Go ahead, Abe. You got something?
Yeah, let's go to Hebrews chapter 9. Hebrews chapter 9. And we're going to go to verses 13 and 14.
Mm-hmm. God. Let's get it's the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 13.
Con.
You mind I start?
No, I know you were going to go there. I was. Go ahead.
You mind I start at verse 11, if I could?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But Christ, being come in high priest of good things to come, by a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building.
I like that end thing. They put the punctuation, not of this building.
Right.
A whole nother tangent. We could go into the Christian church right here, but we will leave them alone. Go ahead, brother.
That's why they threw you in jail first.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Verse 12. I love it though. I love it. That's why we gotta have these backup accounts, right? We gotta have them.
Absolutely.
Verse 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood, he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us.
Now, this is important. We have to understand this. Back in the Old Testament time before Christ, when we committed sin, we had to bring an offering unto the high priest at the temple, who would give our offering, and the Most High. That's how he dealt with forgiveness at that period of time. But because Israel became so wicked in the things that we were doing, the Most High had to see that if he didn't make a way for us, that we would perish. But because of the promise that he made to Abraham, he had to preserve us. Because even though we sinned, the Most High couldn't go back on his word. So he had to send a savior. And the only way the savior could reconcile us back to the Father is he had to be without spot or blemish. He had to come and live a normal life the way we lived it. And he had to be the ultimate sacrifice, in which he did all these things. This is the foundation of our faith, of why we believe in Yahweh Shai, and we deal with the Most High, because we are his people.
That's right.
He is our Elohim. He is our power. He is our God. So here he sent the Son to replace the bulls and goats and whatever else we had to sacrifice for certain sins, paying one time. Now, our Christian brothers and sisters, we have to say this because it's important. Just because Christ came and paid the ultimate sacrifice for us, now we shifted from, and some of the Hebrew Israelites ain't gonna like this, and they may have some comments. We might get a few scoffers. It's okay. I'm built for it. I can take it. We
That's
are
right.
not under, and a lot of people, you always hear the Hebrew Israelites, the law, the law, the law, the law, keep the law, the law, the law. We're not under the law. We just keep the law. I want you to understand that again. We are not under the law. We are under grace.
Mm-hmm.
But as Hebrew Israelites, we have to keep the law because that is part of who we are. That is part of what the Father set up because practice does what? It makes perfect. If we stay under the law and we understand what sin is according to the Bible, then we can practice till we get it right. That's what grace is. Grace is a time for you to learn, to understand who the Mashiach is, to understand who Yahweh is, to find out who you are and work out your salvation so that when you get this understanding, begin to start keeping these feasts, you'll see more sin shedding away from your life. That's what it's for. That's what Yahweh Shai came to give us time to get ourselves together. But it's not a get out of jail free that you can just sin because everybody said we're covered under the blood. Yes, you're under the blood. But when the blood gets revealed, if you're still dirtier, it's like the carpet, right? If you take the carpet and you never clean what's under the carpet, when Yahweh comes back and lifts up the carpet, what's he going to find? Is it going to be clean under the carpet or is it going to be dirty? Because Yahweh Shai covers us. That's what the Passover is. The death angel passed over us. What? We had to put blood on the door. There still had to be a sacrifice. People still misunderstand that, Chaza'el. Somebody still had to die.
That's right.
For the Most High to deal with us. You don't understand that. The Father that we deal with, he deals with absolutes. Death. Mm-hmm. Punishment for certain sins is death. So if you continue on this path of sinning and not keeping the commandments, when he lifts that carpet up and if he finds dirt, you're going to have to pay for him. And hopefully you're not doing anything that's under the penalty of death. Because right there, when your sin comes before the Father, it's death. And so that's why Christ had to come, to redeem us back to the Father. Because he didn't want the bulls and goats. Man, we would have killed every animal on the earth to sacrifice. Right. Israel is wicked. But in the end times, he set forth the prophets. That's why Kappas started this thing in here in Texas. So we can go forth and redeem our people and show them the way, bring them back to the light, which is Christ. Cap, you got something on
that? I mean, look, I'm first thing popping in my head is Daniel 9 and 24. When Daniel gave the prophecy about the Messiah, doing away with the oblation and the sacrifice.
Right.
Daniel prophesied about that back in those times because there was going to be a time that we were not going to have the Levitical priesthood in the temple. Right. The Most High was so gracious, so loving and merciful that he gave us a blessing, his own son, to cover us and give us a chance to get it right.
Right.
Because like Abraham said, back in those times, look, most sins were punishable by death.
Right.
You know, it didn't matter how many bulls and goats you had.
Right.
Most sins were punishable by death. Right. Now you don't get, now the Levitical priesthood don't bring the guillotine over to the house and put you to death on the spot.
Right.
Right. You got a chance to get it right. And a lot of our Christian brothers and sisters don't understand how much they're profaning the Most High's word by sitting here thinking that I can do whatever I want to do. I'm saved by grace.
Right.
Well, grace is a grace period. Like my brother just said, grace is a grace period. It's like the light company. If they say your bill's due on the 15th, you got a 10-day grace period. What happens after those 10 days?
Cut them off.
That's what the Most High does.
Absolutely.
Cut your lights out. Yep. That's what happens. And hey, some of our people need to be scared straight.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They need to be scared straight because smooth words ain't doing it.
No.
It ain't doing it.
No. All praise.
It just ain't doing it. Yeah. But
let's go to verse 14.
Salakia, verse 13. We didn't bring that one out.
Oh,
verse
Salakia.
13. For if the blood of bulls and of goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctifieth to purifying of the flesh. Verse 14, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to the Most High, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living Elohim?
And that's what he's telling you. Christ came and shed his blood so you could purge your conscience from dead works, so that you can be restored back to the relationship with the Father. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 15, and here's the point.
Right.
Verse 15, and for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament.
The first testament. Hold up right there, Chaza'el. So I mean, this is a whole nother tangent here, but if you wasn't under the first, you ain't part of the second. My words, that's what Hebrews said. But go ahead, keep on.
They which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
Right. No, see, everybody here, but it says those which are called. So that means he's got to place a call on your life. He's calling you, he's speaking to your spirit. If he ain't talking to you, he ain't dealing with you. Contrary to popular belief, the Most High does not hear the prayers of the sinners. You can pray all you want. You can talk into the air, and if you sinning and you're not living righteously, or if you're not repenting and trying to work out your salvation with fear and trembling, he ain't hearing you. Because if he hears you, he's going to put you to death. That's important to understand. He'll put you to death. You got something else, Chaza'el?
Always. Let's go ahead and let's get right back into it when we start talking about this. Let's go to the book of Exodus. Let's go back to the book of Exodus. And we're going to go back to chapter 12.
Okay, Exodus chapter 12.
Yeah, we're going to go back to chapter 12. We're going to get verse 14.
Verse 14. Okay, all praises. All praises. Exodus chapter 12, and we're reading from verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
Stop right there. A memorial. We're reading the law. The first 5 books, anything the Most High commanded is a law. Okay? That's where the Torah comes from. Right. This day shall be unto you for a memorial. Is a remembrance. Okay? Go ahead.
And ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord Yahweh throughout your generations.
No. Just whenever we feel like it.
Well, he says throughout your generations.
Throughout your now, hey, are we still generating?
Absolutely.
So what are those brothers talking about?
I don't know. How
do you read this and say that we don't do it?
Right. A memorial means after the fact it happened. So, we're keeping this thing going after the fact it happened. And it says, keep that memorial through what? All your so long as you generate and having children and breath in your life, we're keeping it.
Our children's children are supposed to keep the Passover.
Right. Okay. And you put what? Oh, Salakia, go ahead. I was getting
No, go ahead.
Right. Ye shall keep it a feast by a ordinance forever.
For how long?
Forever.
No, we don't have to keep the law anymore.
Forever.
How do you get around forever?
You can't. And it's ordained. It's an order to keep it forever. That's
right, brother. That's right.
You know.
That's right. We can't. Some of these things, all it takes for you to do is read and open up the book. And a lot of times our people have a problem. One thing that I can say about our people is we love folklore, old wives' tales, right? We love to hear what somebody told us. We got itching ears. We'll take what somebody told us over us doing our own research and finding out for ourselves. And what it boils down to is you having to be accountable for your own salvation. Like my brother just said, even though we're brothers, we're a brotherhood right here. We're a congregation and a family. We still, as men and women, still are accountable to know what the Passover is. We're still accountable to know what we're supposed to do for the Passover. We're still accountable for our children to know. And this is what we're here to help you all with. Let's get verse 15.
Salakia. Malak, where what scripture was that again, Chaza'el? Repeat yourself so we can hear. He's trying to find that script. That's
Exodus 12 and 14.
Malak, Exodus 12 and 14, where it says forever, a ordinance forever.
Right. So, Brother Malak, if you got some brothers out here that are teaching that we don't keep the Passover, we don't have to keep it no more, we're not in the land, all of this and all of that, it's a memorial. We keep it as a feast. It's an ordinance forever, and that's in the law. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, all praises.
Go ahead, brother.
Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5.
Wait, Salaki. Let's get 15. That's the last one I want to get. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, verse 15.
Exodus 12.
Because this is what we're going into, and what the second officer was kind of bringing out about, the physical part, what's in our houses. Okay. Go ahead, brother.
Exodus chapter 12 and verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Stop right there. Y'all got for 7 days. Y'all got to shut down the donuts,
right?
The muffins, right? The cookies.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all gotta shut down the breads. Y'all gotta shut them down.
Yeah.
No sweat, brother. Y'all gotta shut down all the breads. Y'all gotta shut down those donuts, those cakes, those pancakes, those yummy waffles. Y'all gotta shut down biscuits. Oh. Man, you tell Israel to shut down the biscuits, somebody might start a fight in the house. We got to shut it down for Passover, okay? We got to shut it down. Hey, and some of my Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, we got to put some of those, we got to put them tacos up, man. Yeah. We got to put some of them tacos up. Now, what we can do the corn.
Right.
We can do the flour. Now, the flour tortillas are unleavened, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
Those are unleavened, right? Those don't have yeast; they don't rise.
Right.
No. So we're good on the flour. Okay, right. I almost said my mind. We're good on the flour. We're good on that.
Right.
What we're bad on is the biscuits.
The biscuits. We can't mess with the biscuits.
Can't mess with the pancakes.
No.
Can't mess with the waffles. Can't mess with that good old rye bread, that wheat bread. I've grown particular to English muffins in the past couple of years, brother. That's kind of a kryptonite for me, man. And I realize I got to let that go for Passover. It's not really hard for me because, when you've done it quite a few times and you've gone into it, you get used to shutting it down. And I'm gonna tell you what though, every year my family talks about it. We say, you know what, this is good for us. We should keep going. 2 weeks later, what happens?
It's all done.
Somebody got to cook biscuits. Somebody got to cook that good old cornbread. We right back at it.
The Most High, he knew the future. He knew we were 7 days. That's all they gonna make it.
That's all.
7 days gonna make it. I'm gonna have to kill them all.
If they go 2 weeks, they all gonna be dead. So let me just give them a week.
Kill them dead. We'll have to kill them.
Hey, Israel, man, especially when it comes to the cookies and that cornbread. Oh man, you start talking about yeast. I want all of you to do searches. Make this part of your homework. Like second officer said something heavy when we started the lesson. Don't wait until the day before the Passover, the week of. Start doing your research now. This is why we're weeks out from the Passover. Passover is going to be on the 25th of April at sundown. Okay. You got a whole almost month to start evaluating the house, evaluating your diet, and getting to know what's good and what's not good. You even got to go so far. Hey, we even got to go so far as the toothpaste. Right.
Check that. You got to check everything today.
You got to check everything. No yeast. What is it? That baking soda? Yeah, anything with baking soda in it?
Sodium bicarbonate. Yeah.
Sodium bicarbonate.
Yeah.
Right, right. We're gonna put a list out in the WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
to help you all because they got code words on the back of all the foods and everything like that. Stuff that you ain't never you never pay attention to when you go to the ingredients, but
Right.
it'll actually contain yeast. So let's go ahead and get verse 15 again, Rob.
Kind. Verse 15. 7
Mhm.
days shall ye eat unleavened bread. So you eat it
Mhm.
for the whole 7 days. The
So
first,
every meal you take unleavened bread.
kind.
Every day that you have a meal, one of your meals needs to contain unleavened bread.
Yes, sir.
Okay. For 7 days. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Ye shall put, Salakia, even the first day, ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
Mhm.
For whosoever eateth leavened bread from that first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
So the Most High is not playing. When he gives us an ordinance or an order, he gives us a law. You're either going to be with your people or not with your people.
Right.
And the Most High is saying, with my people Israel, you're going to be cut. So like you're going to be cut off.
Off.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and keep reading, brother. We'll go ahead and keep going.
Okay. Verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation.
Stop right there. So the very first day, so that night of Passover, that's supposed to be a holy convocation, meaning a separate gathering.
Right.
Okay. You gather, you praise the Lord, you have a turn up for the Most High. All right. Go ahead.
And in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you.
Okay. Stop. Yeah. So we have one to bring it in. We have one to close it out. Okay. Read on it.
No manner of work shall be done in them, the first day or the last day, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Mm-hmm. Like Abe said, that first day and that last day are considered Sabbath days. There's no working.
No work.
Okay. There's no working. Okay. They're feast days. So we do not work. We're not buying and selling on those days.
Right.
But the 7 days, Passover actually is an 8-day span. Okay.
Yes.
The first day is a Passover. 7 days after that is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So on that first day and that last day are the days that you don't do any work. Those are your feast days. But the 7 days in between that are normal days.
Right.
They're normal days. You can go to work, you can buy and sell, you can do what you need to do for the house, for the family. You just can't eat any unleavened bread. Salaki, any leavened bread. Y'all gotta put the biscuits up. Y'all gotta put them Triscuits up, them cookies. What is that stuff?
All that stuff.
What did it say it again,
Ritz crackers.
Them Ritz crackers, man, and them Toll House.
Toll House, yeah, all that.
Oh,
cookies.
This stuff. What's the other thing? Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls, done.
Ooh. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you. When you start to break down the stuff that's got yeast in it, it is delicious. It is delectable. Okay. Hey, look, I got fat boy tendencies, Abe. I just do. I don't hide my limitations.
I bought a cake.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
I bought a cake today.
Hey, get it in now. Get it in now. I'm just saying that what we got to remember is that when it's time for the Passover, all games aside, you got to put this stuff away. And this stuff actually, even though it's so delicious, it's horrible for us.
Terrible.
It's actually horrible for us.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like an addict when I talk about this every year for the Passover, because I'm like, damn, I just ate some cookies. We just had donuts 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the Passover. So y'all got to remember that this is a spiritual purging. and a physical purging at the same time when it comes to the Passover.
Yep.
Okay. Um, uh, uh, let's read verse 17. We'll bring it home to verse 17.
Verse 17.
Listen good, Malak. Listen good. Go ahead, brother.
And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
How many times does he have to say it?
Hey.
How many times does he have to say it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, and we're here for you. You know, our brothers and sisters, we're here for you, you know, and for each other. We have to understand these feast days are mandatory.
Absolutely.
They're not an option.
No.
Okay. They're not an option. They are mandatory. If you're serving the Most High Yah of Israel, this is what you got to do. If you serving the sun, the moon, and the stars, well, you know, you might as well drop dead. You finished. Yeah. Okay. But my point to saying that is we either gonna choose life or death. And I like living. You know what I'm saying? I like living. And blessed is he that teaches and doeth the commandments. Right. And this is what we're here to do, is to be blessed. Right. And you all need to teach your families. You need to teach your friends. Right. You know, I know a lot of you coming into this truth, there's been a lot of enmity or separation between your family and friends. And, you know, these times of paganism and righteousness are starting to parallel when you get to Easter and Passover. You got some people, you're looking over the aisle talking about Easter ham, and brothers and sisters over here talking about Passover lamb. Right. You know, the Most High, there's simplicity in Christ. And this is the whole point of why we're here tonight. Okay, go ahead, A.
17, right? No.
Yeah, 17 is where I ended.
Yeah, Exodus 12, 17.
Oh, I can keep going. I got some more.
Oh, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 5.
Okay.
Because I wanted to harp on this too. Now, there's two things to this with you know, asking for forgiveness and dealing with brothers and sisters the way we're supposed to. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and let's start at verse 6.
Time. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6. Your glorying is not good.
Stop right there. So I don't care who you think you are. I don't care if you think you're the holiest person, you're walking around, you're keeping every precept alive, you're walking right next to Christ, and you think you all that. You got something hidden somewhere that when the Most High calls you up, He's going to judge you on it. So don't ever get beside yourself. Stay humble. That's why I said your glorying is not good. Okay, keep going.
Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
The whole lump. You got some stuff going on. If we spend 24 hours with you, we find out. But you better take the Most High for grace.
That's right. That's right.
Most High for grace. So it's saying here, look, even a little leaven spoiled the whole lump. So that's why it's important to get this leaven out your house, get this leaven out your heart, deal with the issues that you have to deal with. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Christ, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Christ is sacrificed for us. He is our Passover. Keep going.
Verse 8. Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Sincerity and truth. And when you're going to make amends with people that you may have a qualm with, be sincere in it. You don't have to be right. Neither one of you have to be right. Just understand that you're in relationship and you want forgiveness. Ask them to forgive you if you've done something to them. If they've done something to you, forgive them. And do this in sincerity and what? About truth, because Christ is the sacrifice. And so that we can get passed over for our sins. So if we don't forgive our brethren, how the Most High gonna forgive us? All right, keep on.
Verse 9. I wrote unto you in an epistle, not to company with fornicators.
So this is Paul telling him, he said, look, I wrote to you an epistle. We're talking about leaven, dealing with all these things that are wicked in the world. Go ahead.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Verse 10. Yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or idolaters, for then must ye needs to go out of the world.
So you see here? Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. See, this is Paul actually breaking down the law. And he's using his words to speak to Gentile-minded people about being cleaved to fornicators, people that worship things of the world, people that are covetous, that are extortioners, idolater, and how these things have to go out of the world. It's about a purging. That's leaven. That's leaven right here that he's talking about. That's why he talked about it in verse 7, which is the context of what he's saying. Purge out, therefore, the old leaven. That's what he's talking about. Okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, Khan. I learned this from my grandfather. He always told me, if you always do what you always did, you're always going to get what you always had. In order to change your life, you have to change your people, places, and things. And this is what Paul is talking about here. When you're getting ready to purge out this leaven, right? If you suffer with fornication, don't be around fornicators. If you suffer with adultery, don't be around idolaters. Come out from among the world. That's what we have to understand. We have to be separate. That's why Christ came to pass over, so we can be forgiven for these sins.
That's right.
If you're going to go right back out and do the same thing, what good is the Passover for you? Go ahead and continue on, Ak.
Verse 11. But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such an one, know not to eat.
Continue on. Now listen here.
12. For what have I to do to judge them also that are without?
Keep going.
Do not ye judge them that are within?
Don't you look at your own circle? Don't you look at yourself to see? You always want to point the finger at everybody else, but deal with your own stuff. Okay, keep on.
Verse 13. But them that are without, the Most High judgeth. Therefore put away from among yourselves that wicked person.
He said, put them away, because they ain't dealing with no leaven. They don't want to look in their own closet and get rid of their leaven. They want to keep up the mess. So the Most High is saying, look, don't sit down and eat with them. Don't deal with them. Because if you go back around there, you're gonna be right back reveling, idolatering, being drunkard, doing these different things that you're not supposed to do. So just put them away. Clean the leaven out your heart. Deal with your brothers and sisters. This is the time of the year to start getting yourself right so that you can get in the feast of the Lord. You can have a prosperous year and you can walk with Christ this year. That's what this is for. This is why, remember, we came out of captivity of Egypt. The death angel came in and passed over the children of Israel. That's what we need right now. We need the death angel to pass over us. Because, man, they're killing us like dogs in the street out here. So we need this. We need the Most High to come and keep us. Okay? Anything to add to that, Chaza'el?
Yeah, Khan. I want to jump to verse 6.
Okay.
I get chapter 6. I want to jump to chapter 6, and I want to start at verse 18 and finish the chapter.
1 Corinthians 6 and verse 18. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body. But he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body.
You see that?
Right.
You see that? And this is exactly what we're speaking about when we start talking about a spiritual and a physical cleansing, a spiritual and a physical purging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because you got physical fornication, which is unlawful sex acts.
Right.
Okay. Then you got a spiritual fornication, which is, idol worship, worshiping other gods and things of that nature. So you got to put that away physically and spiritually. Okay.
Absolutely.
Read on.
Absolutely. Sin against his own body.
Verse 19.
What ye know not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of Elohim, and ye are not your own. And we don't understand that. We belong to God. Go ahead.
Right. No, that's right, brother. Go ahead. That's the spirit.
We belong to him. If you are a child of the Most High, if you descend from Abraham, Isaac, and down through Jacob to the 12 tribes, and you're part of your lineage, your fathers. I don't care how far you go back. If you're part of us, you're the Most High's child. And this pertains to you. Christ will come and cover you while you get your stuff together. But what? Study to show yourself approved. Start keeping up with these feasts. This is the first feast of the year. We got the month of Abib, then we go into Passover, right? Passover is where we do the lamb. We allow the Most High to move the death angel from our life. This is why we do this. We do it as a memorial, as Cap says, as the memorial, so that when Christ comes back, we are practicing right now, so that when Christ comes back and sits on the throne and Yahweh comes back and deals with men, we'll be righteous and we can rule in righteousness forever. That's why he's setting these things up. Okay? Verse 19. Verse 20. Salakia. And this is important. For ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify Elohim in your body and in your what? Spirit, which are God's.
That's right.
He made you. He created you. We're just operating out of ignorance. We don't know who we are. We don't know how we were created to be. But the Most High is going to figure it out one way or another. Through death, destruction, turmoil, famine, plagues. He going to work it out. See, because he's the only one that can resurrect you from the dead. See, people don't understand that. We serve the true and living God, the one that raised people from the dead. We ain't talking about them demonic demons and other entities that don't do anything for their people, running around with no law.
Right.
Just think about that. How do you run around in a society where no law, just do what you want to do? Well, suppose I'm a serial killer, Chaza'el, and I want to kill the whole world. I can run around doing that. Well, suppose I like 8-year-old girls. Suppose I like 8-year-old boys. I can do that. You got to think about it. The Most High gave us laws so that we can live in peace and harmony. And those that don't want to abide by the laws, he's going to put them to death. That's all it is.
Salaki, if I could, let's get Matthew 10 and I'm going to get Matthew 10 and I think I want 27.
Okay.
Verse 20. Okay. Let's start at 26.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 26. Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known.
That's just what Abe just got through saying. You know, mighty second officer right here, he just got through telling you, you're going to lift that rug up. Is it going to be clean?
Right.
Because when you vacuum the house, Abe, I don't know about you. When I had kids vacuum the house, they don't lift the rug. They don't roll the rug back and vacuum under the rug.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. We just figure it's covered. We good, right?
Right.
So they don't vacuum that. But when you lift it up, there's all kind of stuff under there.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it is, right? Read on.
Absolutely. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light, and what ye hear in ear, that preach ye upon the housetops.
We're supposed to preach it on the housetops. We're
Mhm.
supposed to exalt the Most High and tell the truth and get it out there to our people and wake them up. All right, bring it home in verse 28.
And verse 28, Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both the soul and body in hell.
Ooh, we got to give that a minute to resonate. Let's let that soak in.
So that means after he kills you, he gonna go and kill you again. You thought you escaped when you die and you go to the grave. Then all of a sudden you get snatched out the grave and you're standing before Yahushua. Wait a minute, man. I thought I was dead and I paid for everything that all them 32 children and all the money. And I thought I paid, but you killed me. No, he said, no. That's not the punishment. Now you got to pay for all those things that you did. So you got to be careful of that.
Let's prove what the brother just got through saying. Let's go to Revelation 21 and verse 7.
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 7. He that
Salakia, start at verse 6.
Verse 6, all praises. Revelation chapter 21 and verse 6. And he said unto me, it is done. The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely.
Freely. If you're thirsting, that means you are looking for the truth. You are following after the Most High. You're keeping his law. You are working to be pure. If you're thirsting for that water, because remember, the scriptures say that that true baptism is the washing of water by the word.
By the word.
By the word. That's why he said, I will give to him that thirst freely. He can drink freely. All right. Read on.
Con. Verse 7. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. And I will be his God, and he shall be my son.
Bring it home, verse 8.
But the fearful, and the unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, Salakia, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Which is what?
The second death.
And that's what the brother was just talking about.
Man, that's terrible. I mean, you think you escaped. Man, go ahead and put me to death. Running here. And you in the grave, and next thing you get woke up. Wait a minute, I thought it was over. No, you got to pay for all that, what you did, man. Wait a minute. What you mean I got to pay? Yeah, you got to pay.
You got to pay.
Yeah, all praises. All right, I just got 2 more scriptures.
Okay.
Then we're going to let the people go tonight. Let's go to John chapter 19. And we'll go right down to 31.
Okay. It's the book of John, chapter 19, verse 31. The Jews, therefore, because it was the preparation that the body should not remain upon the cross on the Sabbath day.
Keep going.
For that Sabbath day was an high day. Besought Pilate that their legs might be broken and that they might be taken away.
Okay, now that's an Old Testament prophecy that the legs of Christ wouldn't be broken, that he wouldn't sit on the cross. That's a whole nother story. We'll get into that later. But this is showing you that prophecy from the Old Testament is being fulfilled here in the New Testament. Go ahead, keep on.
Verse 32. Then came the soldiers and brake the legs of the first and of the other which was crucified with him.
Okay, so you see the robber and the thief on the side of Christ both had their legs broken. Go ahead.
Verse 33. But when they came to Yahushua and saw that he was dead already, they break not his legs.
Now, people don't pay attention to that. So that means that the thief and the robber was still alive when they had their legs broken.
Mm.
When they came to Christ, he was already gone. All right, go ahead.
Verse 34. But one of the soldiers with a spear pierced his side, and forthwith came there out blood and water.
Blood and water, that's part of Old Testament prophecy also. We won't go into it because that will be another lesson where we'll talk about Yahushua in the New Testament and Yahushua in the Old Testament. All right, keep on.
Verse 35. And he saw that it bare record, and his record is true. And he knoweth that he saith truth, that ye might believe.
That ye might believe, because if Chaza'el told me that Christ was going to come here, be hung on a cross, stuck with a spear, blood and water was going to come out, and his legs wasn't going to be broken hundreds of years before this happened. Come on now. All right, go ahead.
Verse 36. For these things were done, that the scripture should be fulfilled. A bone of him shall not be broken.
A bone of him shall not be broken. So that's where you get the lamb from, without a spot of blemish, and not his bone supposed to be broken. You're supposed to roast the thing whole, eat it, and then whatever's left, burn it up. That's a whole other lesson. We're going to get into that lesson during Passover. We'll go through the whole lesson so you can get an understanding. But here I wanted you to read and understand that Christ came and he died. I wanted you to see that. I didn't want to leave tonight without everybody like, Christ died. He went on the cross. They stuck him. He was dead. So he paid that price for us. And it's important to understand that. I got one last scripture. Let's go to Psalm chapter 34 and verse 20.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 20. He keepeth all his bones. Not one of them is broken.
Not one of them is broken. So you see here in the Old Testament, in the book of Psalms, it confirmed what was said in John. Now, I'm precept heavy. Now, I don't always remember where exact precepts are, but if you see that in my mind, I can read them almost verbatim in my mind, but sometimes I lose track of, the book, chapter, and verse. Chaza'el is very good at that. That's why we work very well together. He knows what I'm saying, and I know what he's saying. And that's why we feed off each other. But I just wanted to show you guys that, Second Officer Abraham is well studied under Cap. Cap makes sure. Matter of fact, I think I got a test coming up pretty soon. Cap, He keeps us on our P's and Q's. You're not going to come out here and put out some scripts that he ain't going to check you on them. So I just wanted to show you that, we can go back and line this up precept upon precept. So this was just a quick introduction to Passover. I thought we should do it tonight. Cap suggested it because we see a lot of camps doing Passover now, so we wanted to explain a little bit about that. We wanted to give you guys plenty enough time to start getting prepared for Passover. We're going to put some of the things in the WhatsApp to remove from your house. Take this time right now. Remember, if you got ops with anybody, this is the time to fix them. Don't wait till the last day. Go ahead and fix these ops so you can have peace in your heart. That's what it says with truth. Truth means when you have peace in your heart that you have asked your brothers for forgiveness, or if they've harmed you, that they ask you for forgiveness and you move forward. That's what it says. You may gain a brother. If not, then you deal with them the same way that Paul was talking. If they don't want to forgive you, forgive them and keep it pushing. You can't you can't hold on to that leaven because that leaven is going to stop the Most High from letting that death angel pass over you. And most of you don't even know. Some of you have been well under grace. But if you're under the sound of our voices and you are hearing these precepts and this word of God going forth, now is the time you got to be careful. Because if you're hearing these words that are coming out of the prophets' mouths, Now you have no excuses. You can't go into Passover, eat the lamb, drink the wine, and you got ops with your sister, your mother, your children.
Right.
So I want you to understand that. This is why we got this started this early. And Cap suggested that tonight. Let's talk about it because we want to give you time so you can work out all these things before Passover comes so you can truly enjoy the Passover. Eat the lamb, understand what you're doing with it, and move forth in the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And what it is getting yourself what? You're accepting the sacrifice of Christ. You're purging out the old leaven in your spirit. And what are you also doing? You're getting that yeast out of your body for the year, which is good because it's a poison. Yeast is not good for us. Contrary to popular belief, we're not supposed to be eating yeast. This is a European mindset. We don't eat yeast. And everything back home we ate was alkaline. We didn't eat the way we eat now here in the United States or abroad, Costa Rica, Belize, or wherever. We had a whole different diet. We just wanted to let you know that. Cap, you got anything in closing?
I'm just going to read Luke. This is just for all my brothers and sisters who, whether they're call themselves Christian, Christian Israelites, whatever they want to call themselves, to try to justify in their minds that they don't have to keep the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get Luke 22:1.
Luke chapter 22 and verse 1.
Right, because see, when we start going into the ordinances, people are quick to jump in and say, "Oh, that's the Old Testament."
Yeah.
Read what you got,
Kind, all praises. Luke chapter 22 and verse 1. Now the feast of unleavened bread drew nigh, which is called the Passover.
Which is called the Passover. This is all through the apostles, the Messiah, and Paul.
Right.
And the Lord's brother, James. They all kept the Passover.
All of them kept the Passover.
So if you want to call yourself a Christian, which is a follower of the Messiah, then shouldn't you do what he did?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to admit to the fact that we have to be retaught.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. That's what the Messiah meant by coming back as little children. Because we have to come back as little children to be retaught and to learn these things of the Lord over and over again. Every year, I give y'all real quick. Every year we have the Passover. I have my youngest son, but my children take the time. They take turns reading the Passover. And I still remember my youngest son. He might have been about 7, 8 years old. I just remember his little voice for the first time when he read, "This is the Lord's Passover." Just hearing his little voice saying that, man, it brought so much joy to my heart. It almost brings me in tears just thinking about it, because I know in my spirit I'm guiding my children right.
Absolutely.
I'm guiding my children right. We know that we are keeping the spirit of the Lord by being obedient and doing what he's calling us to do throughout our generations as an ordinance in all of our dwellings forever. Forever. So just remember, you heard it from us. You heard it from these two brothers. You heard it from Captain Chaza'el, RIA. You heard it from Second Officer Abraham Yasharala. Even though Facebook and fake Jews, them two-legged rats trying to shut him down, we ain't gonna let them shut him down, man. Even if I gotta give them the access to my platform, you're not gonna shut this one down. This ain't happening.
Right.
But I tell you what, though, the Most High is going to gather his people, and I'm gonna tell y'all something else. We talk about this too. You never know when he's gonna send that death angel back.
Right. He's coming.
Just remember that.
Yeah.
Some of us have to be scared straight. And if that's what me and this mighty man got to do to help our people, well, damn it, that's what we're gonna do, man. You got anything in closing, Abe?
No, that was it. That's fine. That's fine.
All praises. All praises.
All praises, family. We thank you for tuning in to our Tuesday night Bible study. You had Captain Chaza'el, RIA, along with Second Officer Abraham Yasharala from Kingdom of Israel United Worldwide. We give all praises to the elders of Kingdom of Israel United Worldwide and our brothers. Chaza'el?
God, as always, a great lesson, Abraham. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be up here with you. I'm going to be out of the country for a little bit doing the work of the Most High, but my good brothers here are going to be holding it down. Y'all stay strong and support these brothers while we are building and doing the work of the Lord. This is the Passover season, and I want y'all to take these scriptures seriously. And I want y'all to understand that the Most High is with His people. He's with His people. So no matter what you may think that you're going through, no matter what you got to struggle and fight through, just understand that the Most High sees it, and He sees your struggles. He knows what you're going through. He knows your poverty. He knows your tribulation. Okay, but you're rich. Okay, you're rich because we got the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And like my brother said right here, man, I just want to give a shout out to the 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad. I thank Second Officer Abraham Yasharala for rocking with me. Shout out to the elders, the messengers of the covenant. And shout out to all the brothers and sisters here at Kingdom of Israel United Worldwide. And as always, I want to give all honor, power, and glory to the Most High Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And with that, say shalom.
Shalom. All praises, family.